The New York Giants just got a huge boost from a surprising source. Let's talk about it. My name is Paul. This is Big Apple Sports. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you very much. Please just take a quick second, like and subscribe. Does me a huge solid. Also, comment below, who do you want to be your head coach? I assume most of us at this point are Team John Harbaugh. If you feel differently, let me know and let me know why. I like to hear you all out and talk things out in the comments. If you are Team Harbaugh, let me know what coordinators would you want him to bring along with him. So let's talk about this big boost they got. A lot of times when a coach or a player leaves a team, they don't have a lot of nice things to say. It kind of becomes like the whole ex-boyfriend or girlfriend situation where both parties feel negatively about each other. But that is not the case for our guy Brian Daboll. And I love hearing this about him. Shows just what a classy guy he was. So Diana Rossini was talking today on the Giants Huddle podcast. And she said, I've actually spoken to some coaches interested in the Giants job who've had conversations with Daboll, and they've gotten rave reviews about this Giants job, specifically about Jackson. Ownership and Jackson, again, are things he had shared with them, and I guess you can call it private conversations, but everyone is collecting information. They want to know what they're walking into here because nobody knows unless you do it. So, Brian Daboll could be out here, and you could argue it might even be in his best interest to be coming out here and saying, like, oh, Jackson Dart's not that good. We would have been better this year if Jackson Dart was good. Or like, hey, I would have done a great job if ownership would have had my back and I had like these opportunities. They didn't let me do this. Like, not only could he have done that because he's bitter towards the Giants, it probably would have made him look better. Like, you could argue he would be more attractive in the job market potentially if he was saying, like, it wasn't my fault here. I did this and this and this, but I didn't have this. Or Jackson Dart just couldn't figure this out. But instead, he is taking the high road. He is being classy, and he is coming out and saying that Jackson Dart is it. Like, he is him. He has everything it takes to be a franchise quarterback, and that he was supported by ownership, and it's a good job to have. And I'm going to kind of break down why it's so important to have that for him, and like all the latest gossip we've gotten about the Giants head coaching job. But regardless, like, that is huge of Brian Daboll. Hat is off to you, my friend. That is a classy move. And it's huge right now because there's at least one coach, John Harbaugh, looking at you. Maybe you could argue the same with like a Kevin Stefanski, but there are coaches who are going to have their choice of jobs. Like John Harbaugh, I think, what would they say? 8 teams called him the minute he was fired, or 7 teams, and there were only 6 openings besides the Ravens. So even teams who had a coach, probably the Miami Dolphins, gave him a call. So like he's going to have whatever job he wants. So to have the coach who just left saying like, hey, if you come here, Jackson Dart, great kid, great attitude, great mindset, the tape speaks for itself. He's going to be a baller, and ownership's got your back. It's a great job to have. You'll love it there. Like, that's huge for getting Harbaugh. And like, you're not going to have that with every job. Like, I know a lot of people were worried about Miami firing Mike McDaniel because, like I had just said, 7 teams immediately called him, only 6 non-Ravens openings, and then Mike McDaniels gets fired the next day. So all sorts of people speculating, did they call John Harbaugh and choose to fire their coach because they think they can get John Harbaugh? I don't think so. Like, this is not a good job. Like, maybe they are firing him so they can interview Harbaugh and try to go after him and not, do the wrong thing, go the wrong way about it, like when they tried to steal Brady and lost a draft pick. But like Tua, who knows what he is? He can't stay healthy, even when he is healthy. Like, this was the healthiest season we've seen from him in a long time, and they were nowhere near being a playoff contender. So like you don't know what you're getting with Tua. And then it's not like they have a high pick to take a Fernando Mendoza or a Dante Moore. You're going to have to take a project QB. Ownership, they got a lot of money, but like I don't think Harbaugh is somebody. He's made a ton of money. The Harbaughs both, like, yes, they want to get a bag and they're going to get it from wherever. Like any team in the NFL is going to pay them a lot of money. But I think at the end of the day, they want a good situation. They want power in their organization. They want to go somewhere where they can win and have their quarterback. They're just so driven by competition, and that's why they're two of the best coaches in the NFL. And then there's a lot of great news right now on the John Harbaugh front. So it sounds like they are going to have an interview. It's going to take a while for it to happen. It sounds like Harbaugh has said it's going to probably be next week when I have my interviews. I don't expect a single head coach to get hired anywhere until Harbaugh has his job. I'd imagine every NFL team is going to wait. Unless, maybe there's a team out there who, like, loves Stefanski as their number 2 and knows, like, I'm probably not going to get Harbaugh and, tries to steal Stefanski before, while everyone is still waiting on what Harbaugh decides. But it sounds like Dianna Russini also says the Giants have been in close contact with Harbaugh, have talked to him at least 4 times. And, obviously they're not alone, but it says they are preparing an aggressive run at Harbaugh because he is a proven winner. And then Jordan Raanan from ESPN says one reason Harbaugh is believed to be interested in the New York job is Jackson Dart, and that he's a huge driver of that incident. And then I don't know who all watched the Fiesta Bowl, if I got any college football fans in here. Comment below, what's your college football team? I'm a Michigan fan. You guys let me know what you like. But Jackson Dart was seen on camera. Can't pull up the video here because it might, take down. YouTube might take my video down for copyright stuff. But I encourage you to try to find the video. Just Google Jackson Dart Fiesta Bowl. You'll find it. They're not interviewing him. He's talking to some sort of friend or coach. And it's so clear, you can definitely see, read his lips and see Harbaugh and Stefanski. And so, of course, everybody's thinking, maybe he's just saying that's who I want as coach, either Harbaugh or Stefanski. Or maybe he's saying, this is going to be my next coach. The Giants are between Harbaugh and Stefanski, and we know we're going to get one of them. And then another thing I wanted to talk about. So here's the tweet from Dianna Russini talking about how they're doing as much as they can to prepare for Harbaugh, but they're also going to interview Antonio Pierce and Darren Rizzi. And immediately, a lot of people are, talking about how Joe Schoen is a nepotist, and he's going to hire his friend, and he's going to interview all his friends. Lou Anarumo is a guy he knew. He has so many connections from his time in different organizations. He's just going to hire one of his buddies. We gotta calm down. For one, I don't know that Joe Schoen has the power to truly pick the next head coach. I think it's going to be ownership with his input. But for 2, this is so common in the NFL. Look at every coaching search ever, and you will find a general manager who brought in a guy who it's why is this guy getting a head coaching interview? And you find that they're connected, and he never get the guy will never get the job, but it's just an act of kindness to your, but yes, I'm sure Joe Schoen is buddies with Rizzi, but he's not bringing him in as a serious candidate for the job. He's bringing him in so that Rizzi in future interviews for maybe a better coordinator position, or maybe a college coaching job or something, can say hey, the New York Giants interviewed me to be their head coach. This is just to give clout to the person you're interviewing. So Rizzi's not going to be our next head coach. There's no reason to worry about that. Or I really don't think Lou Anarumo has a chance. He's not going to pick his buddy. He's going to pick the best guy available because I think ownership is going to make him pick the best guy available. He's just bringing in some of these guys as a favor to them. No need to panic about it. And then, going into the weekend, I don't expect anything to happen this weekend, but as of right now, the latest odds still have the Giants at -150 to get him. If you don't really follow gambling, That basically means Vegas thinks there's a 67% chance that John Harbaugh is the next coach of the Giants. So, though, I mean, I'll take those odds all day. But like I said, you guys comment below. Let me know who you want as head coach, who you would want as Harbaugh's coordinators, any thoughts you may have on that video. And then don't forget, please just like and subscribe on the way out.